Hi, everyone, and welcome. This is Lori down in the Witch's Den, and this is Craggy Brook Witchery that you found yourself to. And today I'm showing the Sacred Rose Tarot. This is by a Johanna Sherman, who was artist and psychic, and this is a 1982 US Games deck. I got it at a bookstore many years ago, and it's interesting. It has a little white book with it, but in my box that I purchased at a discount, the only information was in French. So I will show you at the end a book that I purchased just to bring in some of the information of the mystical qualities that she has gathered and put into her deck here. So she does go into things with influences of Carl Jung, Crowley, archetypes, mythology, all kinds of things, but it is a very striking deck. So let's take a look at it. So there you're looking at the Fool, and some people are a little put off by the vacant eyes. It didn't bother me. It sort of lended a more mysterious quality. And if you're into vampires, I have heard some people say that the deck reminds them of vampires. So as I say, she did talk a lot in the book about the Tree of Life, mythology, and all the influences that and the schools of thought that she dove into. Really quite neat. I think that's a fabulous Pope. Interesting lovers. The cardstock is really good. The thickness is great. These are to be the 4 elements on the back, and she does give a description, and I can pull that out later for you to take a check at that. There's our chariot. A lot going on, and a lot of symbolism has been brought to it. She has a big section in the front of the book on how to bless your deck and activate it. Isn't that fabulous for the wheel? Really powerful images. The Hanged Man. Let's take a peek at him the other way around. His eyes aren't as vacant as some of them, but the colors in here sort of remind me of a stained glass window, and isn't that fabulous? The mystery, the intrigue, the colors. Our Temperance card. The Devil. The Tower. Wonderful Sun card. It's just so different. There's also that 60s vibe going through it. I wonder if I can show you just a little bit closer. There you go. A little bit of a spookiness to that one. Okay, so now we're into the pentacles. I love this pairing up of energy here. The borders don't bother me at all. Interesting Six of Pentacles with the World there. One hand reaching down, another pointing up. Quite an exchange going on there. I think this is one of my favorite cards. Powerful Queen of Pentacles. She does include in her book, I don't know whether I mentioned it earlier, but there are a chapter, or is a chapter, on psychic development. Interesting with the blindfold. That trust factor. And different perspective feeling about this Four of Swords. Usually we see like the fallen soldier. And he's taken his mask off, I guess. But all the sharp edges really makes it seem like it's a difficult position he's got himself into. I presume it's watercolor. That's a really nice card. Takes a bit to see the swirling of the hair forming around the woman's face, but when you catch her shoulder, then it all comes into focus. But there's an eagle there too. Is that not spectacular? Really earthy, really lovely, even though it's for the air sign. The feeling of torn and anguish, and that it's very deeply rooted. Our page. Knight. Super duper Queen of Swords. Our king. I don't know yet what this little creature is here, but I only just pulled this deck out again because of that review I did with the Tarot of the Holy Light. These are a little bit smaller, but as strong or more in the colors. Bit of a pagan quality there to that. I like how the wreath is not only on his head, but around his collar. And each of the wands have so much growth sitting upon them. It's almost like other beings are attacking him. This would make a great devil card too. And we're on to the cups. So there's a lot to look at symbology-wise there. And that is a dove at the top with that wafer. Two of Cups. Almost looks like a marriage. And their emotions spilling over. Our three. So I think this would probably be a bit easier to read than the Tarot of the Holy Light, but each has its own qualities. So those are all the roses filling the cups. Our page, our knight. He's got a lot going on there. Our queen. And our king. Now I just want to show a few things in the book. It is a bit more substantial than the little white books that you get. Move that back. So this is what the cover looks like. And I have some pages marked in here. I wanted to show you that you do get quite a bit of information about the mythology. So there's your major arcana, the archetype mythology, and the Christian, I just love this word, hagiology. I've never seen it until I looked at these two esoteric type decks, and out it comes. The other thing I was looking at was, now this is talking about the 4 mandalas, the 4 flowers on the backs of the cards. So it brings in your physical, emotional, intellectual, and tangible. And that was quite powerful for her to bring that to the deck. And then in here, she talks about the 4 directions there. And I believe, yes, this is the one for a ritual to really bring the energy into your space and into your deck, and setting up an altar that you can use to empower each of your workings. Now this one is a lesson in the greater mystery and the journey of the Fool. And then also, when you look at the individual cards, for instance, there's the Chariot, they have the really great quotes here at the top. I just love this one, that any man can hold the helm when the sea is calm. And then you get your information, numerology is brought in, and you get a couple pages to go with that, plus some meditative things, positive aspects there, divinatory meanings, yeah. But she also focuses, if you do a negative aspect or a reversal, you can bring that into this deck as well. And in the back, this is where it becomes quite similar vein of thought to the Tarot of the Holy Light, because there's the elemental power spread, and this one here for the Tree of Life with the planetary influences. And then at the end, I saw this in the previous video book too as well. It's the columns and the path of the arrow. So you can see it is quite in depth. You're going to learn some things about astrology, mythology, all kinds of things. And again, this is what the backs look like. They're not my favorite backs, but so be it. And these are 2 of the extra cards that you get, and the schools and information that she delved into. So it is a very, very attractive deck. And if you're into esoteric studies, I think it's well worth the efforts. And this is, as I say, a much easier deck than the previous one I showed. So I know that it is on Amazon. And if you do your hunting, you'll be able to find it, hopefully, and delve into it, because there's so much fun to be had in this deck. So I'm going to leave it right there and wish everybody a fabulous day. And we'll catch you back here at Craggy Brook Witchery on another day. Thanks so much.